Stop lighting yourself on fire just to keep others warm. At some point, something has to give. You call it kindness. You call it being a good person. But if you're honest, it's leaving you exhausted, empty, and quietly resentful. If you've ever wondered why giving everything still feels like nothing, listen closely. This isn't just a story. It's the wake-up call you've been avoiding. In a quiet suburban town just outside of Chicago, there lived a man named Jack. Jack was a handyman, the kind of guy who could fix a leaky pipe with one hand and rebuild a porch with the other. Rough hands, but the softest heart you could imagine. If a neighbor's car wouldn't start, Jack was there. If a friend needed help moving on a Sunday, Jack canceled his own rest to show up. He never said no, not once. He believed that being available meant being good. But ironically, the more he fixed other people's lives, the more his own life fell apart. His garage was a disaster. His truck was rusting. He ran on stale coffee, sheer will, and high-functioning anxiety. His wife, Sarah, would look at him, exhausted and covered in grease, and ask, "Jack, you're carrying the weight of the world, but who is carrying you?" Jack would just smile tiredly. "Don't worry, honey. It's good to be needed." But deep down, Jack didn't feel needed. He felt used. Then, the big freeze hit. Temperatures dropped to record lows. Pipes were bursting all over town. For 3 days straight, Jack's phone didn't stop ringing. He ran from house to house, fixing furnaces, thawing pipes, saving everyone else. He worked for 72 hours with almost no sleep. On the third night, Jack finally stumbled back to his own house, shivering, aching, barely able to see straight. But when he walked through his front door, he realized something terrifying. His own house was freezing. While he was out saving the town, his own furnace had died. He sat on his kitchen floor, wrapped in a blanket, and as he exhaled, he could see his own breath misting in the living room air. That's how cold it was inside his sanctuary. He waited for his phone to ring, waiting for someone, anyone, to check on him. But the phone stayed silent. The people he helped were warm. Jack was alone in the cold. And that night, the cold didn't just freeze his house. It froze something inside his heart. The next morning, Jack went to the hardware store. He looked like a ghost. Old Man Miller, the wise owner, called him over. "Jack, look at you," Miller said. "You're holding up the world, but your own foundation is cracking." Jack sighed. "I don't get it. I give everything I have. Why do I feel so empty?" Miller led him to an old water well in the back. "Jack, a well is beautiful. It gives water. It sustains life. But tell me, what happens if you keep drawing water, bucket after bucket, without ever letting the rain fill it back up?" "It runs dry," Jack whispered. "And all you pull up is mud." "Exactly," Miller said. "You are trying to give water from an empty well, son. That isn't kindness. That is foolishness." You think saying no is selfish? The truth is, saying no to others is often the only way to say yes to your own survival. Miller put a hand on his shoulder. "Go home, fix your furnace, and if anyone asks for water, tell them the well is closed for maintenance." Jack drove home. The words, "closed for maintenance," echoed in his mind. An hour later, a neighbor knocked. "Hey Jack, can you look at my garage door?" Jack looked at his freezing wife. He looked at his tools. His instinct screamed, yes. But he remembered the empty well. He took a deep breath. "I'm sorry, Steve. Not today. I have to fix my own heat. I can't help you." Steve was shocked. He mumbled an awkward, "Oh, okay," and left. Jack felt guilty. He felt terrible. But then, he turned around and fixed his furnace. By evening, his house was warm. He slept for 10 hours straight. The next day, he said no again, and again. Day by day, the guilt faded, replaced by something new: energy. He fixed his truck. He cleaned his garage. The dark circles under his eyes disappeared. But the biggest surprise wasn't his energy. It was the respect. When Jack stopped being available 24/7, people stopped using him. And when he did help, they treated his time like gold. They respected him as a man with value, not just a tool. Weeks later, Jack returned to the store, walking tall, eyes bright. Old Man Miller smiled. "I see the rain has returned to the well." "It has," Jack smiled, "and the water has never tasted better." My friends, are you living like the old Jack? Are you running on empty, trying to save everyone while you drown? Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you see yourself in this story, if you are tired of being an exhausted martyr, leave a number 1 in the comments below. Let that number 1 be a promise that starting today, you matter. Protect your peace, fill your well. The world doesn't need more exhausted martyrs. It needs people who are full enough to live.